So if anybody wants to take a look at the recording on YouTube, it's going to be at the following link. Let me get that link right now. And I'll be putting in the chat right now. Okay, so if anybody wanted to take a look at the live stream on the YouTube, that's where it is. But I'm going to close that out right now. Okay, so everybody, let's start. Today we're going to be continuing with the picoctf challenges to learn more Linux. So first of all, I'd like to tell everybody that if you have any questions or if you're having any problems, please let us know in the chat message, and we'll try to get you to your comments and concerns as soon as possible. Thank you very much for coming today. We're doing Hacker Frogs, learning more Linux. And today we're going to be reviewing a few of the commands that we learned last time. So as everybody knows, we use the ls command to list out the directory contents. So we do ls, and then we get it in this short form right here. We can also do ls-l to get it in a list form like this. Really quick, pwd, this command is going to print the directory that we're in. It stands for print working directory, and it shows us which directory we're in inside of the Linux system. Next is the cat command. We use the cat command to read a file. So it's going to be cat and then space and then the name of the file we want to read. It's very commonly used in Linux. Next, we take a look at the cd command. That's going to change the working directory. So this is how we move around in Linux. So we can think of each directory as kind of like a location, and we can move from one location to another. I see somebody in the YouTube chat, they say yo, I say yo back. All right, so I see in the chat, user K says, explain from the start, I was absent for the last session. Okay, so hopefully you can catch up. We'll be going over really slow about how we solve the challenges today. So another command we used in the last session was the make directory mkdir command. And this is how we make directories inside of Linux. We just do mkdir and then the name of the directory that we want to create. We usually can't create directories outside of our home directory or the temp directory, the tmp directory. So we also used wget to download some files. That's what we did in the last session. We used the wget command to download some files that are associated with some challenges. And we also have the rm command to delete files. We don't usually do this very often because deleting files, we would rather do something else to the file rather than delete them. And this is a new command. So a new command we're using is the nc command. That stands for netcat. So when you come across Linux, we talk about a lot of different cats. So we have the cat command, and we have this command called netcat. So this is used to connect to remote servers. And remote servers are other internet-connected computers. To connect using netcat, we need to know the address of the server. So for example, this might be an address right here. And we need to know the port number that we need to connect to, which is this over here. So somebody in the YouTube chat says, just completed the tier 3 machine with Hack the Box with your video. Well, I'm happy to hear that, that you were able to learn something by watching my videos. And okay, so somebody else in chat is talking about some interesting stuff. Thank you very much. All right, so the netcat command is similar to the SSH command, but netcat nc is an older command. So let's go to the Linux. So JS Linux. I'll provide the link to everybody in chat. So go ahead and follow that link, and we're going to practice a little bit before we start doing some challenges. So everybody, once you're able to see this this root at localhost over here, please type in the chat web Linux up, just like that, just so I know that everybody is at the same place. All right, everybody, great, great. Okay, so let's practice using some of our commands. So we can, first of all, let's create a directory. So we can use the mkdir command. Okay, web Linux up, that's great, that's great. Do we have to put web Linux up, or can we use command? You can use whatever, we can use whatever you like. Okay, so we've got mkdir. We're going to make a directory. We're going to call this test directory. All right. And then when we do ls, we can see that there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's bench.py, there's hello.c, and there's test directory. So we can practice entering the test directory that we just made using cd. So cd is change directory, and then we can use the tab autocomplete to autocomplete the name of the. All right, some other interesting messages in the YouTube chat, thank you. The test directory, we can enter it using cd, and after we give that command, we can use pwd, and then that we'll see that we are in the root test directory. All right, so what else can we do? So one other thing that I want everybody to know is that when you're inside of Linux, if you ever get stuck somewhere, so if you do, you give a command like cat minus, and then you can't do anything after that, and the terminal becomes unresponsive, what you can do is you can use the keyboard shortcut Control C or Command C, and that's going to unstuck. It's going to unstuck your terminal. So I use Control C, and then the terminal is going to go back to normal. Okay, so that's a very important tip, just in case your Linux terminal becomes stuck. You use Control C or Command C to unstick it. All right, so everybody, we're going to do our first challenge of the day. And the first challenge of the day is going to be at picoctf. So everybody, please log into picoctf now. So if you're already logged into the picoctf, please open your web shell. And if you don't know how to open the web shell, okay, so the person in the YouTube chat, please stop posting stuff like that. All right, so you need to open your web shell. So you can open the web shell with the button over here that says web shell. If you can't see it, you might have to scroll down a little bit, and then you can click on this button called web shell. So click on that, and then you want to click on this button right here, and this button right here is the box with the arrow pointing out, and that's going to put the web shell in its own browser tab. Click on that, and then you're going to log into your picoctf web shell. So when you log into the picoctf web shell, you need to provide a username and a password. So you just need to type in your username, and you don't use my username, you use your own username. And then you will type in your password. So when you type in your password, you're not going to see anything appear, but that's fine. You just need to type in your password and hit the enter key, and that way you're going to log into your web shell. So I'm going to grab my password really quick for my picoctf, and then I'll paste in my password and then press enter, and then I'm logged in. Okay, so everybody, I want everybody to get to this point right here. So when you're logged into your web shell, please type web shell in the chat. Okay, okay, so everybody seems to be in. That's great. Okay, so we're going to do our first challenge of the day. And our first challenge of the day is called First Find. So First Find, you can find it at this link right here. I'm going to put it in the chat. So go ahead and paste that link into your, you can click on the link and that'll bring you to the picoctf page. So I'm going to paste it in. And this challenge is called first find, and this is a challenge where we can practice using the find command to search for files. All right. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create, we're going to use our web shell, and then we're going to create a directory. User K says they're still logging in. Okay, so we'll try to go slow so you can catch up. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new directory. So we're going to mkdir space, and then we're going to call this directory first find. So mkdir space first find, press enter, and then we're going to enter the directory using cd. So cd first find, and now we're in the first find directory. Okay, so we're going to need to download the file associated with the challenge, and to do that, we're going to need to go back and copy the URL for the file. So going over to picoctf, we can, so inside of the first find challenge window over here, we can right click on download zip file and select copy link address. So copy link address is going to let you copy the URL. User D in chat says, I just joined, did I miss anything? Okay, so to the user D over there, if you could log into your picoctf and open your web shell, we're doing the first find challenge over here. And I'll post a link in the chat for you when you are logged into your picoctf web shell. Okay, so after we copy the link for the file, we go back to the web shell, and then we're going to use the wget command to download the file. So it's going to be wget space, and then we're going to paste in. So we can do right click and paste, or we can use the keyboard shortcut Control Shift V or Command Shift V to paste in the address. After that, you can press enter to download the file. Okay, so user F says, can you review the steps? I'm lost, sorry. Okay, so to user F, may I ask what step are you on right now? Where are you at right now? So if you can tell us, then we can help you better. All right, so after that, you'll have downloaded the file. So if you do ls, you see that there's a file called files.zip. So does anybody remember what the command is to unzip files? So user F says they're on the first step. Okay, so some people are saying that the command to unzip files is unzip. So user F, I will say that, so the first thing you need to do is use mkdir, make directory, to create a directory called first find, and then you're going to download the file from the challenge description over at first find. So everybody, the first find challenge is at this link right here. So user A says it didn't work. What didn't work? If you could tell me, that would help. What specifically doesn't work? Okay, so we've got files.zip. We can use unzip to unzip the file. So it's going to be unzip and then the name of the file. Unzip space name of the file. It is files.zip, and that's going to unzip all this stuff. Disk full, continue. My disk is full. Hold on, I'm going to get out of here real quick. I'm going to start deleting some stuff. Hold on. Okay, and hopefully that's enough. So let me go back to first find. CD first find. Okay, so we've got, so that's going to unzip a bunch of files to this files directory right here over it. User A says, when I put wget, it didn't work. Okay, so when you do wget, you have to paste in the file URL. So you're going to go over to the first find challenge page, and then you're going to right click on it, and you're going to select copy link address. After you do that, you go back to the web shell, and then you paste in the URL using the right click, and then select paste, just like this. Okay, so everybody, what we're going to be doing for this challenge is we're going to be learning about the find command. So the find command in Linux is used to find files inside of the file system. First of all, let's take a look at the challenge description over here. And the challenge description here says what we're supposed to do is unzip the archive and then find the file named ubersecret.txt. So everybody, I'm going to introduce. Frieza says mkdir is not working. Not working. So mkdir is used. So you do mkdir and then space and then the name of the directory you want to use. So let me demonstrate. So you want to do mkdir and then the name. It's not making the directory. That's unusual. Are you getting some sort of error message when you use the mkdir command? Okay, so everybody, one thing I want to introduce is if you want to ask a question about how to do something inside of Linux, you can always use ChatGPT. So I will provide the link to ChatGPT. Who here has used ChatGPT before? If you've used it before, type ChatGPT yes. So inside of ChatGPT, you can ask any number of questions about Linux. So for example, in ChatGPT, you could ask using Linux, how do I find a file named ubersecret.txt? And then you ask that question. So it's going to give you the answer, and it's going to give you the command to do the task. So it says here, search the root directory over here. It's going to use the find command, and you're going to search all over the file system for ubersecret.txt. So I'm going to teach you how to, so ChatGPT is going to give you a very long answer, but it'll probably give you an okay answer, and you can always, so if you forget how to move around inside of Linux, or if you forget how to unzip files using Linux, you can usually get the answer from ChatGPT, and it's a very good resource for learning about different commands using Linux. So we're going to continue, and we're going to look for this file called ubersecret.txt. So we're going to use the find command, and it's going to be find and then dot for the current directory, and then it's going to be dash name, and then we're going to give a name. And the name of the file is uber-secret.txt. So if you give this command, find space dot space dash name space uber-secret.txt, then we're going to be able to find the file. So just give that command, and then it says that it is in this directory right here. So it's this really long list of directories. Okay? So what you need to do is highlight all of this, use your mouse to highlight all of this, and then let go of the mouse button, and that's going to copy the file path. Okay, so copy the file path, and then we're going to use the cat command to paste in. We're going to use the cat command, and we're going to paste in the file path. We right-click, and then click on paste. Oh, that doesn't work. I'm not too sure why that doesn't work, but let me try one more time. So I'm going to highlight all this, and then I'm going to right-click, and then I'm going to select copy, and then I'm going to right-click, and then I'm going to select paste. Okay, that works. Okay, so user F says, when I do ls, it doesn't show the files. It just skips. It just skips. So ls, if the file that you're in doesn't have any files in it, then it's going to just skip. So maybe the directory you're in doesn't have any files in it. Okay, so cat, and then paste in the file path, and then press enter, and then this is the flag we're looking for. So highlight the flag over here, and then let go, right click, and then copy, and then we should be able to paste this in and finish the challenge. Can you type the flag in the chat? Okay, so that's not going to work because the flag for each user is different. So my flag is not going to be the same as your flag. So if you weren't able to finish this challenge in this session, I'll send you a YouTube link, and you can complete the challenge on your own a little bit later. But we'll move on to the next challenge after this. Okay. User K, I see your message. Yeah. If I see any problems with the YouTube chat, I'll ban the users. So that's not a problem. Okay, so we're going to go over to the picoctf first find challenge, and we're going to paste in the flag, paste that in, and then click on submit flag, and then we're finished. Okay. So user CT says when I put in the find command, it does nothing. Okay, so user CT, if I could ask if you did your unzip. So if you need to unzip the file first, and I'll demonstrate how to unzip the file one more time. So anybody so I got disconnected, so I need to reconnect. And then I need to grab my password again. Okay. So first, so I'm going to remove these files first, just so I can demonstrate one more time. Okay. Okay, I see your comment in YouTube. Hello, nice to see you. Okay, so to demonstrate one more time, to unzip the file, you just need to type unzip and then files.zip. You won't be able to do this unless you've already downloaded the file, and then press enter, and that's going to unzip all the files. Okay, so to the people who weren't able to finish the first find challenge, I'll help you out after the session is over, but we're going to move on to the next challenge. So the next challenge is we're going to do the first grep challenge. Okay, so I'm going to copy the challenge link and I'll provide it to everybody in chat. And we're going to paste this in chat as well. Okay, so this is the first grep challenge, everybody. And before we start doing this challenge, we're going to create the directory that we're going to finish the challenge in, okay? So to do that, we're going to go to our web shell. And what we need to do is we need to go back to our home directory first. So the first thing we do is go back to our home directory, and that's going to be cd by itself. So just cd, enter. And then after that, we can create a directory. So we're going to use the mkdir command again. So mkdir, and this one is called first grep. First grep, so first. Oh, I need to move to, I'm going to delete my first grep directory first, because I already made this one, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, so mkdir, so you guys don't need to use the rm command here because you didn't make your directory yet, but you're going to do mkdir to make the directory, and we're going to call this first grep, just like this. mkdir space first grep to make that directory, and then we can use cd to enter the directory. So cd first grep, and then we're in. Okay, so all right, so everybody, if you created your first grep directory, and when you do pwd, you're inside your first grep directory, please type first grep in the chat. So if you were stuck on the previous challenge, first find, let's skip the first find challenge for right now, and let's do this next challenge, first grep. Okay. All right. So everybody, we're going to download the file. So we need to download a file again. User A says first find / first grep. So okay, so you don't need to worry about that as long as you're inside the first grep directory, that's fine. Okay, user N says please restart the second challenge. So we haven't started the second challenge, we just created the directory. So to create the directory, we use mkdir first grep, and then we enter the directory using cd first grep. And we're going to download the file with the challenge now, okay? So we're going to go over to the challenge page, and we're going to read the description. It says, can you find the flag in file? This will be really tedious to look through manually. Something tells me there is a better way. Okay, so what we can do here is so the file over here is a link. So we just need to mouse over it and then right click and then select copy link address over here, and then go over to our web shell again, and then type wget, and then paste in, right click, paste, and that's going to paste in the file address, okay? And then hit enter, and that's going to download the file. So if we type ls, we see that we have this file in here. It's called file. I'm going to clear. So if you want to go back up to the top of the screen inside of your terminal, you just need to give the clear command. So if you see that you've gone all the way to the bottom and it's feeling a little bit cramped, you can just type clear, and that's going to send you back up to the top of the terminal. Okay, so what is this file over here, right? So if you were to cat out the file, so cat file, you can see that there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of junk inside of this file. So we want to find a way to find what we're looking for inside of this file. Does anybody know what we should do to find what we're looking for inside the file? Okay, user A says, "Can you repeat? Can you repeat everything?" Where do you want me to start when you want me to repeat everything? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the grep command. So we're going to use, so how we got here is we created the directory, and then we went over here and in the description over here, we right clicked on this link, and then we selected copy link address. We went to our web terminal, and then we used the wget command and the paste to paste in the file address to download the file, and that's where we are now. So we see that this file over here is full of a bunch of junk, but we need to find the flag inside of here. So what we need to do is we need to use the grep command, and the grep command is used to find contents inside of files. Somebody says they're not stuck, they haven't started yet. Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that you're not stuck. But yeah, we're doing the first grep challenge, and I'll supply the challenge in the YouTube chat for everybody who wants to see. All right, so this is how you use the grep command. Okay, so it's going to be grep. So grep means to pull something out, basically. and it's grep and then space and then what we're looking for, and what we're looking for is flag. So we're looking for a flag in here, and then we supply another space, and then we're going to specify the file that we're looking inside. So we're looking inside of the file. That's a bit hard to say. And then we press enter. We're using grep to pull out the word flag inside of the file. So press enter, and nothing appears. Okay, nothing appears because the word flag isn't in this file. But we know that all of the picoctf flags begin with the word pico, so we can start looking for that. So we can grep, and then we can grep looking for pico inside of the file. And when we do that, then we get the file. So we were able to pull out this word from all of this junk over here. So inside of all of this junk, there was the flag that starts with pico, and we're able to get it using the grep command. All right, so if there's anything you don't understand about that, please let us know in the chat. But this is the flag. You need to highlight it, highlight the flag, right-click, select copy, and then go to the challenge description over here, and then submit the flag by pasting it in, and then click on Submit Flag. Okay, user A says, I did it, but nothing works. Okay, so to user A, the command we used was grep pico file. If you didn't download the file, then it's not going to work. You need to type ls to make sure that the file is inside of the directory. So if the file isn't inside the directory, then this command isn't going to do anything. But if you didn't download it, you have to download it first using the wget command. All right, so everybody, if you managed to finish this challenge, please type I grepped it. Okay, so let's see. Is it wget ls says user A? User A, it is not. So it's wget, and then you have to go over to the challenge. And oh, it disappeared. Okay, so it's inside the challenge page. You need to right-click on this link right here. So there's this Word file, and the Word file is a link. You need to right-click it, and then select Copy Link Address, and then go back to the web shell, and then wget, and then space, and then right-click and paste in the address, and then hit Enter to download the file. Okay? So if you've already downloaded the file, then it's going to download it again, and then you can see that there's another file. All right, so everybody, we're going to start our third challenge of the day, and this one is going to be called plumbing. So I'm going to introduce a concept inside of Linux which is called command piping. If anybody here has heard of the term command piping, let us know in chat. And I'll supply it to the YouTube chat as well. All right, so what are we doing? Okay, so this challenge is called plumbing. Let me explain what command piping is before we do it. So we use grep. So you use grep to pull out words or other patterns out of files or other output. We also used find. We can use find to look for files of a certain name inside of Linux. And we're talking about command piping now. So what command piping is it's passing output to another command. So we're going to run one command, and then whatever appears from the output of that command, we're going to provide it as the input for another command. So it's a little bit difficult to think about when you're just talking about it. So, but it's the process of passing the output of one command into the input of a second command. this is a very useful feature because it allows commands to be chained together to achieve a lot of flexible output. So we'll demonstrate what piping is in the next challenge, okay? So this is the plumbing challenge. So before we do the plumbing challenge, we need to create a directory for the plumbing challenge. Actually, we don't, but I would like you to get some practice creating directories, okay? So what we need to do is cd by itself and then enter, and then we're going to go to our home directory. And then next, we're going to use the mkdir command. So make directory space, and then we're going to create one for plumbing, 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 and then we're going to enter the directory plumbing. Okay, so if you're at where I am over here, and you do pwd and you are inside your plumbing directory, please type "I'm ready to plumb" to plumb. Okay, so user JA says that they have to go. No problem. You can take a look at the live stream recording afterwards, and that'll be. I hope that's fine. It's going to be on the Shy Hat YouTube page, or you can also see it on the BGH YouTube page. Okay. And another user says, all right, so I'm user NC. I'm sorry to hear that you're having problems right now. Hopefully your internet starts picking up in a little bit. All right, so let's begin the challenge. So we're going to go over to the challenge, and the challenge description here says, sometimes you need to handle processed data outside of a file. Can you find a way to keep the output from this program in search for the flag? We're going to connect to this address right here on this port. Okay, so what does this mean? So what we need so this is a server right here. So jupiter.challenges.picoctf.org. That's a internet address. So we're going to connect to this remote server, and you know that a remote server is just another computer on the internet, and we're going to connect on this port right here. So this is a port number. That's just a it's like a telephone number, basically. We're going to connect to this server on this number right here. So what you want to do is you want to copy that. So copy all of this, highlight it all, and then copy it. You can copy it by doing right-click and then copy, or you can use the Control-C or Command-C shortcut, but you need this right here. So just copy that, and then we're going to go over to our web shell. And what we need to do is we need to use the netcat command. So netcat is a little bit like SSH. We use it to connect to remote servers. So it's nc space, and then we're going to paste in the server address and the port number. So right click and then select paste, and then this will appear over here. So if you feel like just typing it, you could type jupiter.challenges.picoctf.org space 4427, but it's usually you just want to copy and paste. The more copy and paste you can do in your life, the easier it will be. So NC for netcat, and then the name of the server, and then the number, the port number over here. So give that command, press enter, and you see that it's a bunch of not flags. So these are not flags for the challenge. Does anybody remember what keyboard shortcut we do to get out of this? So if we're stuck somewhere, how do we get out of the command and keep on using our terminal? So user NS says, and user WW and user NC says it is, and user CT says it's Control or Command C. So Control C, Command C, that's how we get out of this. So does anybody know what kind of command we can use to grab the flag out of all of this output? We're going to need to use a command to grab the flag out of here. So some people are saying grep. Okay, so user F says something with plum. And user A says something with plum. That's correct. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use command piping. Okay. So it's command piping means that we're going to give this command right here, and this is what came out of that command, if you recall. So we connected to the server and it gave us all this stuff. But we're going to pull out the flag by using grep. So we need to chain. We need to chain these two commands together. So the netcat command, we're going to chain. We're going to use the pipe character. So the pipe character is kind of difficult to find on the keyboard. If you can find the backslash on your keyboard, then you can find the pipe, because the pipe is the shifted version of the backslash character. So if you do backslash with the shift, you're going to see the pipe just like this. So it's going to look like that. So it's netcat, this command right here, and then we're going to space and then pipe and then space, and then we're going to grep. And we're going to grep to grab the flag out of here, but we can't grab flag because this output already has the word flag. Does anybody remember what all of the picoctf flags start with? If you could provide it in chat, then we'll know what we're looking for. So we're looking for yes. Okay. So a lot of people say that it is pico. So we just need to grep for pico, and then we can get the flag. So we're going to, so we give this command, and then we use the pipe to chain the commands together. So this command is going to be chained with the grep command, with the pico. So just press enter, and then we're done. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Just highlight it, and then right click it, and then select copy. So we're stuck over here. I'm going to do Control C to get out of here. And then we can go over to the challenge page and then paste in the flag and click on Submit Flag to finish the challenge. Okay. All right. So everybody, if you managed to finish that, if you managed to finish the plumbing challenge, please type "I'm a plumber" in chat, and you can add some smiley faces if you like. Okay, great to hear. Great to hear that people are completing the challenges. If you got stuck, please stick around until the end of the session. This session will end in about 15 minutes, and I'll try to help you out with the challenge after the session's over. All right, so everybody, we've got time for another mission. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the Magikarp ground mission. So this is a Pokemon themed mission. And it's just, this is this one you can find at this. So user CT says, can you go back to the prompt? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the prompt. First, I'm going to plug in the mission over here. And then we're going to go over to the prompt. So over here, so after we gave this this command right here, we became stuck. We can use you can just press enter, or we can do Control C to get out of here, to get unstuck. Oh, we got kicked out. All right, so to everybody, occasionally the connection is going to drop, and then you're going to need to sign in again. The Shy Hat, okay, and then I need to put in my password. User A says, do we have to do all of it? Well, please try to complete as many of complete as many of the challenges as you can, because it'll help you get used to using Linux. Okay, so I'm going to paste in my password, and then I'm in again. Okay, so I already have. So this is the Magikarp ground mission, and you don't need to create a directory to do this mission. So over here, let's take a look at the description of the mission. It says, do you know how to move between directories and read files in the shell? We're going to start a container. We're going to SSH to it, and then we're going to ls once connected to begin. So everybody, remember on the first day we used SSH to connect to a computer. We're going to be using the SSH command again. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to click on this button right here called Launch Instance. This is going to create the server we need to connect to. So click on that. Click on the Launch Instance button, and then a few seconds later, it's going to say its current status is running, and then it's going to have like a countdown timer right there. This computer, this server is only going to be online for about an hour, but that's fine because we're going to connect to it now and complete the challenge. Okay, so right here it gives you the SSH command that you have to use to connect to the server. So you can just copy that. So just copy all this, and then right-click copy or use the keyboard shortcut, and then go to the web shell, and then paste in the command. Right-click, paste. Okay, so press enter. It's going to say, are you sure you want to continue connecting? You answer yes and press enter. And then it's going to ask for the password. Okay, so the password is actually, user N says, can you restart the third challenge from the beginning? So user N, I'll help you out with the third challenge after the session is over in about 10 minutes. But yeah, I'll help you out after in about 10 minutes or so, okay? User F says, it's not letting me scroll down at the prompt. Please help. Scroll down at the prompt. So if you're having problem with the prompt, you can always reload the page and log in again, and that should fix your problem. So the problem sometimes is just to restart your terminal. Okay, so we have to put in the user's password. We need to go back to the challenge, and then we're going to copy the password. So the password is this. Please don't copy these quotes right here. Just go between the quotes and copy the password. And then back at the web shell, you're going to paste in the password and press enter. Okay, user F says, can you type the things we need to copy in chat? So unfortunately, in the Zoom chat, we can't copy from the Zoom chat. So, but I can tell you where you can find the information you need. So the information, this right here that you need to use SSH to log in with, that's going to appear after you click on the start button over here that is blue. After you click it, after a few seconds, then this text will appear. You need to copy this and then use this at the prompt, paste it in. All right, so everybody, after we've logged in, and if you're logged in right now, please type, I'm in Magikarp, and with a smiley face. User K says, I'm lost by the pasting part. Okay, so you're going to be doing a lot of copy pasting when you're using Linux. So in the challenge over here, there's going to be a button over here that says Start Instance. You need to click on that, and then after you click on it, after a few seconds, then this text will appear right here, Challenge Endpoint with SSH, and then you need to copy the SSH command right here. So right-click it, and then select Copy, go to the web shell, and then right-click and choose Paste, and that'll paste in the SSH command, and then you press Enter. When it asks you if you want to continue connecting, you type yes and press Enter, and then it's going to ask you for a password, and the password you have to get from over here as well. You can get the password, copy it, and then paste it into the prompt, and then press enter to log in. Okay, so everybody, we've got 3 parts for a flag that we're looking for in this challenge. All right, so first of all, we have one of 3.flag.txt. That's the first part of the flag. What you need to do is you need to read the flag with the cat command. So cat one of 3flag.txt. Remember that you can start typing the name of the file and then press tab to autocomplete the rest of the file name. Press enter, and then this is the first part of the flag. picoctf this. What you need to do is you need to copy this, right click, copy, and then put it. You need to put it somewhere. So I'm just going to put it in. I'm just going to put it somewhere. I'm going to paste it in, and then I'm going to go away to the next part. So there's also this file inside of here called instructions to 203.txt. So we need to read this one to figure out where we need to go next. So we need to cat instructions to 203.txt, press enter. So it says next we need to go to the root of all things, more succinctly, slash. So to anybody who doesn't know, if you do cd and then you go to slash, that's going to bring you to the top level of the file directory. So cd space slash, if you give this command, you're going to go to the top of the files, at the top of the file tree. And if you do pwd after that, and user NC says, I got kicked out. Is there a way I can go back? So you need to re-log in. You need to log in again. Every once in a while, the system's going to kick you out. You just need to log in again. It's a bit of a pain, but that's how you do it. Okay, so when you do pwd after you do cd space slash, you will see you're at this directory, and then we need to take a look at what's inside this directory. And we've got a bunch of different stuff here, but we also have these 2 files, 203.flag.txt and instructions to 303.txt. Okay, user NC says they've logged in, but all of that like code is lost. Okay, so in a few minutes, the session will finish, and then I can help you out with your problems, and hopefully you can catch up. But let's read this second file over here, 203flag.txt. Let's read that. And then we get the second part of the flag over here. So what we need to do is copy that. And then, so right click, copy. Wherever you put your first flag, we can paste in the second part of the flag. Whoops, we don't want to highlight that. So we can paste in the second part of the flag. We can use the keyboard shortcut Control-V. So we've got 2 parts of the flag. We still need to get 1 more part of the flag. So let's go back. And we've got these instructions right here. So instructions to 303.txt. Let's read that file. Okay, so lastly, CTF player go home, more succinctly, this right here. So this character is called a tilde, and inside of Linux, when you cd to the tilde, that means that you're going to go to your home directory. But does anybody know another way you could go to your home directory using the cd command? So user IJ says cd by itself. That's correct. So you just need to do cd and then press enter, and then you will be at the home directory. So you do pwd, and then you're at home/CTF player. So CTF player is the username of our current user, and we need to take a look at what's inside of this directory. So ls, and then there's this file right here, and that's what we're looking for. So we can read it, and this is the last part of the flag. So I'm pretty sure that everybody's last part of the flag is going to be different. So please don't copy my flag. Just highlight your own flag and then right click, copy, go to wherever you put the rest of your flag, and then paste it in, and then highlight the entire flag. User K says you're going too fast. Okay, so can you show your web shell one more time? Okay, so I'll show my web shell one more time. Just a moment. Okay, so the web shell is like this. So the first part, let me demonstrate how this challenge goes one more time. So we're going to go to the first part, the first directory we're in, and the first directory over here had the first part of the flag. We read that, and then the instructions over here, we read those instructions, and it told us to go to the slash directory right here. So we can go to the slash directory using the cd command. So cd space slash, and that's going to bring us to the top level of the directories. So after that, if we do pwd, it'll tell us that we're in the slash directory. And then we did ls to see what's in here. And then there was the second part of the flag. We read that, and we combined it with the first part of the flag. And then there was instructions to 3of3.txt. That points us to the last part of the flag. It says, CTF player, go home, more succinctly, this right here. So we need to go to the home directory for this user. So it's going to be cd, and then we can cd to this symbol right here, which is called the tilde, or we can just use cd by itself, and that brings us to the home directory for this user. So if we do pwd, it tells us that we're in home/CTF player, and inside of this directory is the last part of the flag. Okay, so I hope everybody understood what was going on during this challenge. So after you've combined your flags, so you've combined your three parts of the flag, it's going to look a little bit like this. So wherever you chose to paste your different parts of the flag, you just need to combine all of it and then copy it, and then we can go over to the picoctf challenge in the Magikarp ground mission. You just need to go over to the flag submission section and paste it in, and then click on submit flag. Okay, so user NC says, I caught up at the end, but how do I combine the flags? So to combine the flags, we just need to paste one after the other. So the first part we pasted, and then it doesn't matter where we paste it, we can paste it somewhere. And then the second part, after you get that, copy that and paste it next to the first part of the flag, and the same thing with the third part of the flag. All right, so everybody, let's review the commands we did today before we end the session. Anybody who needs help, please stick around after the session is over, and then I can help you, okay? So let's take a look at what we learned in today's session. So we learned the following commands. We learned the NC netcat command. So we use that one to connect to the server in the plumbing challenge. It's used to connect to remote servers. We use the grep command. Oh, this is not right. The grep command is supposed to use to search for text inside of the input, output, or inside of files. So we use the grep command to pull out some text. So we can use it to search for different words inside of output. And we use the find command. So we use the find command to search inside of some directories looking for a file of a certain name. And the last thing we learned was about command piping. So we used command piping to chain some commands together. So we chained this netcat command that gave us a bunch of stuff, and then we chained it with grep to pull out a certain pattern. In this case, it was the word pico. All right, so everybody, thank you very much for coming to today's session. If you managed to complete the last challenge, please type, I'm a Magikarp master and smiley face. Oh, okay. All right, so everybody, thank you very much for coming today. I hope you all have a great weekend. If you have any questions or any comments, or if you want to chat about anything that we learned today, please stick around in the call after the session ends. But we're going to be back on Monday at the same time, and I hope you can all join us there, and we will learn more Linux. All right? All right, so everybody, if you're finished and you don't have any other questions to ask me, or you don't need any other help, you feel free to leave the call. To anybody who needs help, please type